Hey folks, Brian Corsetti here with a Nintendo Network exclusive, a backstage pass to a game developer roundtable. Led by Shigeru Miyamoto, Yoshiaki Koizumi, and Eiji Aonuma, the roundtable was only open to game industry insiders, and we were there. The roundtable began with a discussion on Nintendo's current consoles and where the developers intended to focus their efforts.
Konnichiwa.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, for us this year, one of the most important topics is what are we going to be doing with Wii and DS? And of course today we did announce Wii U, but because that's not going to be coming until later, tonight what we'd like to do is focus more on Nintendo 3DS. Nintendo eShop opened yesterday for Nintendo 3DS, and as of today, there are 10 3D trailers of games that are appearing here at E3 that are available for download. How many people are using the Street Pass? If you have it with you and it's turned on, you perhaps have gotten my Mii tonight. It's not my official Mii that's being distributed on the show floor. This is my personal private Mii on my own system. The official Miis all have gold pants.
Next, new Nintendo games were discussed. Mr. Aonuma introduced The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
And there's actually an entrance into the Siren World here within the forest. If you thrust your sword into the ground like so, this forest setting changes into sort of a different world and has a different feel to it. The biggest hallmark of gameplay in Skyward Sword, I think, really has to do with the idea of being familiar with your environments, understanding how they're laid out and how you need to move through them, because you're going to see those areas multiple times and you're going to interact with them in different ways.
So one of the things that we've been doing with this is I told Aonuma-san that if this wasn't the best Zelda ever, then maybe we'd be done making Zelda games. So everyone is working very hard to make these games the best that they can.
Next, Mr. Koizumi introduced Super Mario and revealed a special treat for the Legend of Zelda fans.
In honor of the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, we decided to create a very distinctive stage. So this is a Zelda scrolling dungeon style level.
And Mr. Miyamoto introduced Luigi's Mansion 2, which included exclusive footage only for attendees of the roundtable.
Perhaps you can look forward to it relatively early next year, and that's a game that we announced today for the first time. That's Luigi's Mansion 2. And was wondering when we were going to have an opportunity to do so, but fortunately we found a great partner who could help us out with it. It's a company called Next Level Games from Canada. The X button is the action button in this game, and so it'll allow Luigi to do a lot of different actions. In that case, you had the opportunity to kind of peer through a little peephole into the next room. And when you do that, then you can use the gyro to look around. And this game has a map that's always displayed on the bottom screen. So if you play on the top screen while keeping an eye on that map on the bottom screen, you'll find that there are a lot of secrets to discover. Really, the reason that we made this is because I wanted to. I have become personally responsible for this project.
Next, the floor was opened up for questions.
I'm wondering where the whole association between raccoon tails and flight or gliding came from in the first place.
So, I think what we should do is call down Takashi Tezuka, who is here in the audience. So actually the idea for the Tanuki suit came originally from wanting to put a tail on Mario. He could do the little spin move and hit the enemies with his tail. Once we had the tail on Mario, we thought, well, we've got this great tail. I mean, isn't there something else that we can do with it? And so then the next thing we started to do was to have the tail kind of flutter back and forth. It's kind of like a propeller. Once we started doing that, it felt so good, we said, let's just make him fly.
After hearing the backstory on Tanuki Mario, Mr. Miyamoto wrapped up the roundtable with a surprise announcement of the return of a favorite title.
I really did want to release Pikmin this year, and as we've been working on the Wii U hardware and I've been looking at those beautiful HD graphics and that fancy new controller, I've been getting more and more the feeling that I'd really like to see Pikmin appear on that hardware. So we're going to make it on that.
This has been an exclusive feature only for the viewers of the Nintendo Network. Thanks for watching.